Hello everyone, welcome back to an update on the game I'm making, SnowStorm. And I want to kind of kick off the video by first apologizing it took so long to get the third video out, but I've been traveling and it was really busy over the past couple of weeks, so it was a little bit difficult. But I'm super excited to kind of get back into it. I feel like I've learned a ton over the last week and got actually a lot of stuff into the game, so I'm super excited to share with everyone. So maybe just a quick update. So last time I had showcased changes to the game world where essentially it was no longer using a static image to kind of represent the slope, and that was essentially a procedurally generated world where you can ski down to infinity, and it had way nicer graphics, and yeah. So now I've kind of updated it where I've changed the skier sprite. I've added I've added the flags, and I've tried to recreate what it used to look like. So without further ado, let me show you what it looks like now. Whoop. I am my first game. Boom. It's like that, all right. So as you can see, we still have our row of trees. Our skier got updated. It's actually one of the 60-second characters. And I kind of put a stopper at the end where you can't get past, I think this is like the 100th cell, or, I'm not unit of the world. But yeah, and so if you hit the trees, now you kind of get reset at the top of the map, whether you hit on the right or the left side. On the right side, boom, and on the left side, you'll get restarted at the left side. You'll see the flags are here. I've actually updated the flags. I made them red to try and match the theme of the skier and match the power-ups. If you hit the flags, so let's go hit a flag. If you hit the flag, essentially you get reset to the top of the map, boom. And then the other side, same situation, boom. There's no scores yet for going through the flags or through the gates, but now the power-ups, if you pick them up, you get 100 points. And the power-ups aren't fully fleshed out yet. I'm trying to decide like what's a cool power-up to incorporate, and you know, I've been thinking doing some jumps or some fun or epic skills that the skier could do, but I probably need to do some pretty intense visual updates to the sprites to do that, so I'm kind of working through it. And one of the big things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it a little bit more polished, and making it seem a little bit more like a ski game. One of the things I've been looking at is potentially implementing ski trail. So, you know, as you're kind of moving around the map, imagine two lines behind the player kind of forming. And then the thinking is, you know, if there's other skiers or whatever, they leave trails on the map. And, you know, potentially if there's enough trails, that area turns into a icy area, which makes it maybe more difficult to control, ski through, or, you know, anything really. But yeah, so this is kind of like the game update for SnowStorm, and now I kind of want to show my attempt at trying to creating ski trails, and I'm pretty proud of this. I was essentially trying to use something called shaders to draw these, and I don't think I have a full understanding of what a shader really is, but I know what it is, but I'm not entirely sure when is the right time to use a shader versus not a shader. But, you know, I thought this was a pretty cool learning opportunity to use shaders. And essentially the shader is trying to use the GPU to render computations. And so it's like looking at every single pixel on the image, and essentially can distort, change the view, you know, add a layer, make it look different, etc., etc. And all of that is computed through the GPU. And so it's pretty complicated when you're doing it using LÖVE2D. You have to essentially use the coding language OpenGL. And most of my learning of this was through a blog posting from Germanunkol, and I'm probably butchering that, on the community post of the LÖVE community posts, and using ChatGPT, Claude, and Google Gemini. Google Gemini was really bad at this. ChatGPT was okay, and Claude was actually really good. But they offer like some really cool detailed explanation in terms of like how shaders work and how to implement like whatever I was trying to do. But let me just kind of show you the results so far. So I created a new repo called learning games, and then tracks 1. Nope, not tracks 1. What the heck? All right. Oh, sorry. It's because I'm missing the command here. Oop. And then tracks 1. And so what you'll see here, there's like two red squares on the map or on the screen. And essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to draw a trail that's going to stay on the screen behind the squares as I move them. And so you can see I'm moving the squares, and they're drawing like this white trail behind them. So, this is not exactly a ski trail yet, because I probably want to have, 2 lines, maybe not as thick. But I mean, it's pretty much the behavior I'm looking for. So I'm hoping that I can kind of polish this up a little bit and then implement it into my game. And then when I start putting in more game assets, like maybe other skiers, potentially some animals, other players, I can essentially have everyone draw trails behind them and maybe make the game look a little bit more pretty and appealing and realistic. Although it's a pixel game, so I don't know if realistic is what I'm trying to go for. But yeah, this is the big update, and I'm super excited to keep tinkering with this. This is pretty complex, I'm finding, but also super stimulating and very interesting. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you around. It's like that,